it's probably just not their constitution, probably not their body type to be in such a place. So I feel we put that pressure on our children when they're younger, to just eat. Like, you're just happy with them eating. It doesn't matter whether they're eating the right things or the wrong things very often, but it's just important that their stomachs are full, which is also a problem I feel very often. And strangely, these things were always, like when I was young, I was a thing first. But my mom would still insist on us eating home food, eating the right kind of food. It wasn't about eating, French fries. It was, and if we wanted to eat French fries, it was always made at home. So we always ate. You can have enough of food, and you can have all the food. You just need to do it the right way. And it's about a procedure and a process that needs to happen, and that's it. It's as simple as that. We complicate the whole system, I feel.
This is only your next book, Pooja.
A lot of it is in the book. That nutrition doesn't have to be so complicated. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's very simple, and that's why we simplified it even further. That we not only did I attempt to teach that to parents with Eat Junior, but we try to teach them to the kids basic nutrition. Like, do it yourself. It's easy. You don't need nutritionists. But if they learn it then they won't need us as they grow older.
Which in fact brings me to the next question. Could you tell the audience about the 5 fingers that you so can you explain that? I think that should be mandatory for schools. It's excellent. Could you tell the audience a little bit about that?
So I see my writer having the biggest smile. That's Gayatri, everyone. Big round of applause for her, because this hand was conceived by her. I used to call it the 5 pillars of nutrition, and she made it the fist and the 5 fingers. So thank you, Gayatri. Gayatri is a beautiful writer of all my 3 books, and now she's very busy, so don't ask her the dates. Okay, so the 5 fingers of nutrition are basically simplified because there are 5 nutrients that we all require to nurture, nourish, and flourish. Okay, the first being carbs, which are your energy givers. The first finger is your proteins, which are your protectors, your enhancers, your wear and tear, growth, repair. Fats, which are very essential, and they're not something that we have to be scared about because our brains need them. Every organ requires fat to work. They are vitamins and minerals, which are essential for our eyesight, vision, hair, skin, nails, teeth, bones. So all of these are what makes us happy, active, living, vivacious, happy minds, happy bodies. So the 5 fingers are then merged into a fist to make each meal balanced. So we teach them very simplified that if you want to have an idli, which is your carb, with sambar, which is your protein, coconut chutney, which is your fat, and vegetables in the sambar, which then packs a fist. So you simplify meals like that in terms of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you teach them to children so that they can pack a fist. And I remember teaching this to my girls when they were little, and they were little when they highlighted to me that, Mama, our Sunday meals are not a fist. So I was like, why? She says, Mama, we have Sindhi curry and rice. How is that a fist? So I was like, okay, rice is your carbs, vitamins and minerals come from your curry. There's a little bit of fat that goes in, and there's lots of chana dal in this thing, which is your protein. There isn't a lot. I tried to fool them when they were little. Of course, a little later, I caught up. So then we started doing small quinoa tikkis or sprout patties on Sunday so that we can then make it a fist. So making fists is just as easy, and once you teach that to your child, your children will help you make more nutritious meals for them, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Something that I think most, a lot of young mothers especially face is, with disorders, eating disorders. That's something that's a huge challenge. I'm sure you must have faced it while speaking to people around you. Could you tell us something about that?
Yes, food disorders are a scary fact. And teenagers and little girls and even boys slip into this fuzzy fear of eating and develop eating disorders. Disorders where they do not perceive their bodies the way they actually are, or then they do not realize the value of food as it should be. Food is not calories, and food is not eaten only because it tastes good on our tongue. Food is the fuel that drives us. But sadly, with so much misinformation sometimes, or sometimes so many, like a bandwagon of diets that people would recommend. Okay, so I'm doing the blah diet, and I'm doing the K diet, and I'm doing the B diet, and there are so many diets where in all those diets, the culprit becomes food. So children automatically feel that food is the reason why they have fat and big arms, or I don't know, whatever it is that they perceive, and then this vicious cycle of food fear starts, where there's eating and purging. It is a disorder which affects not only the future health of the child, but also his happiness quotient, because when you take away the happiness of eating right and living in a society that accepts you, and therefore as parents and as friends, we must be aware that we cannot have these stigmas stick with our children, and which is why teaching them that how essential and how easy it is to eat right can prevent them from slipping into these eating disorders, which are so easily avoidable. But as parents, we have to know markers, and we must be able to recognize signs and symptoms, all of which I have highlighted even in N for Nourish, and we even did that in Eat to Eat Junior, because we need to help our children not get there.
And just taking off a little bit from that, where does one really draw the line between following a diet per se or eating right and the whole idea of an image consciousness? We do face that nowadays. Children younger and younger are so conscious about their image. So, as someone who is a mother herself, someone who's thinking about eating right, what do you have to say to everyone after?
So even with my girls, it's always all about a balance. It's not that I have put my children in a fort and I do not let them eat meals of their choice or meals that they like. And which kid does not like noodles and pasta and chocolates and cheese? Which adult doesn't like it? Okay, so we all do. So as a ground rule, even when they were very little, it was always about a choice. So I always taught them as a choice. They're like, you can do what you want, so as long as the majority of the day you eat right. So the majority of the meals have to follow suit that it is fuel to the body and growth and nutrition. But otherwise, you're allowed to have a chocolate, you're allowed to have a scoop of ice cream. Portion control is the key. Okay, you have to know that you can eat a chocolate, but you can't eat the whole bar of chocolate. You can eat an ice cream, but you don't eat the whole tub of an ice cream. When is the right time to eat the ice cream? So, and then you equip them with that knowledge, and then you have to set them free. You can, even as a mother, I can see that maybe that's not the best choice of dessert that my daughter chose. I don't overpower, and I'm like, okay, are you sure you want to? Don't you want to share it? Maybe you and I can share it. So I always do things like that, and most importantly, of course, as parents, we have to nurture them. And I don't think any mother doesn't see her child as most beautiful. And even if they are sometimes growing slightly overweight, I would never say cut back on their food. You can cut back perhaps on their wrong food, but maybe make exercise more an active part. Make them do more activities where they play with you or play with their siblings or join a sport. Automatically, once they are deleting more, they will be, see, when you're children, you have the one factor that you don't have as adults, which is you have the capability of growing into your height, right? So they still have that fact that even if they arrest weight gain and they just keep eating and deleting well, they have still their height to pull up to and lose the weight that they may have gained. So of course, we as parents have to boost body confidence, and we just have to equip them with the right tools. That food is not going to deviate them. Wrong food may, but wrong food is not going to.
Thank you for those valuable nuggets of information. Pooja, I remember you mentioned something about a game that you had in mind. I think it would be a nice time to start that.
Okay, so we have a little game here. I did plan it keeping in mind the kids, but of course, we are all very informed adults here as well. I wouldn't mind all of you playing the game as well. And we usually say all phones on silent, all phones away. Now, kids, is the time where you can pull your phones out, and mamas, everyone can. You can log on, you can just open your Safari and log on to www.n4nourish.com. Can we do that, please? All of us. Logged in?
Say once again.
It's www.n4nourish, n4nourish.com. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's NFOR. What's wrong with me? Sorry. It's NFOR_NOURISH. Yes, FOR. Exams as per the list given below. Have you all logged in, guys? Can we start? Okay, click on your right answer, whatever answer you deem best, and click next. The next one. Which food can affect your sports performance negatively? I hope everyone's playing the game and not chit-chatting. I said I was fun.
I promised you she wasn't.
Okay, let's move on to the third question. How should one eat how many times should one eat in a day?
Every 2 hours.
I love you. Can food affect my mood? Yes. Hey, I'm not asking for course answers. Sorry, I made the game. Which of these is a healthy diet? Please choose your choice. Eating a lot of junk food can have the following effects. Question 6. Which chocolate has more fat content in it? Okay, no chorus answers. Calcium helps me do what? Please choose your answer. I just mentioned that India has the highest number of obese children in the world. Can we guess the number? And last question. Eating some fat daily will... Rahul. Did we all get our score? Are we all done? Okay, as per what I see as statistics of what you guys have answered, 67.6% of us gave the wrong answers. 32.4% of us have given the right answer. Quite the need for N for Nourish. Okay, can we have the answer?
Madam.
3, 2, 1.
बाहर निकल जाओ।
On the right hand. Yes, please. Look center पे. Both of center पे.
We can have original copies of the book for the picture.
Thank you. Congratulations, Pooja.
Should we just take this down?
Sign. Yes. I'm doing the book here now. Do we have a pen? I have a pen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lovely moment, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we come to the end of this wonderful session. Thank you, Pooja, for giving us this book. I'm sure everyone's going to go back wiser. Thank you, Genelia, for your presence. Thank you, Penguin, and Popcorn
Hello.
Communications, and FMB Partners.
पूजा जी
Something.
ठीक सर
Ladies and gentlemen, have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am, here this way. Genelia, ma'am.
या मैम here
Yeah, both of you here. Yeah. Straight here, both of you here. Straight here.
मैम here मैम जिनेलिया मैम सामने
Excuse me, everyone. Pooja will be doing the signings in 15 minutes. And media can do exclusive interviews with Pooja and Genelia now. They'll be here for 10 minutes.
Thank God, still.
फैमिली
Yes. You.
Thank you. And then go to Punjab. Just be strict.
फैमिली
You are here for the book launch. तो सबसे पहले तो book के बारे में जानना चाहेंगे क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
So, I've known Pooja for a very long time, and she honestly helped me lose good weight with giving me to eat. I've never met a dietitian, or I've never seen a diet that's ever done something like that. She said, "Oh, you want to lose weight? You just have to eat." So the first time I was wondering, is that right? But I think what she taught me was a lesson for life, and that's what's in her book. which is wonderful. It's simple, it's very basic, and that's Pooja for you. She gives you the right thing, which helps you to have a lesson. Like they say, make it a lifestyle, not just a diet, you know. So.
Okay, so when and how, like, did you decided to write a book and
So, decided to write a book. I've written two others before. Those were for adults. This is my first, which is for children, because when I became a mother, I realized teaching our children when they are little is the right way to go about it. Because if you mold them, they're like clay, and if you mold them right, then they live right, and they're going to live disease free, and they're going to be healthy for the rest of their lives. And with today, the kind of rate at which we are hearing about illnesses and diseases that are hitting us, we just have to protect ourselves in our bubble of good nutrition. So which is why I wrote the book, where the children can themselves, the USP of the book is that this is a children's book. It's not for adults. It is for them to read and understand and learn the simple tricks of basic nutrition themselves. So which I thought was the need of the hour.
Okay, Genelia, you're also a mom, so how difficult it is कि बच्चों के नरिशनिंग के लिए ध्यान रखा जाए? How difficult it is for you or for every other moms?
You know, people make it more difficult than it really is. I think if you're confident, I heard a zillion things and I tried a zillion things and I failed a zillion times. And then one fine day I said, I'm just going to do what I feel is right, you know, because no mom ever does anything wrong for their children,
So
you
true.
know. So I just went with that gut and I said that, I'll listen to everyone and I'll take the best, but eventually I'm their mom and it's my decision to make, you know, and too bad for them that, you know, this is it. Like, but having said that, my kids eat pretty well. They're not bad. They're not jumpy. They do have their days of not wanting things and of cribbing and you know whatever, and that's perfectly fine. I think we're all allowed to do that, and I think the trick with children is to teach them the right way, and they will never forget it. What they learn, like me, I never had aerated drinks when I was a kid, so till date it's not my choice. Like I'd probably have it once in a year or maybe once in 2 years, if you know, but I just don't feel I'm missing out on anything when the whole world is going gaga about it. It just never mattered to me because I was never taught it. So if you teach them right, they're gonna learn what they, you know.
It's just like how you teach your children how
Yeah.
to cycle when they're little.
Yeah.
And then even if you don't cycle for 5 years and then you get on a bike, you'll still be able to
Yeah.
cycle because you know it.
Yeah.
So that's why you teach everything when they're little. So you teach nutrition when they're little and they'll never forget it and they'll never need doctors and nutritionists.
As Genelia said, you helped her a lot to lose a whole lot of weight.
Not a whole lot. She never needed it. She never needed a whole lot. She needed just fine tuning. That's it. and
going back again.
I just did the fine tuning and took the credit. She was already good.
No. But sometimes that fine tuning is all that matters. You know, you can lose that 20 kgs, 30 kgs, but when it comes to the 5, you're like, Pooja, it's not happening. She's like, did you eat?
Okay, so besides that, your fans are also missing you.
Yes.
When are we going to see you again on screen?
Whenever I feel it's the right time and whenever I feel I get the right kind of work, I've stepped into a different phase, so I'm hoping to get roles that, complement me, and I'm happy to do that, but I'm not in a hurry. I'll never be in a hurry. I know there's something very special out there for me, and when it is the right time, I will do it.
And also it's your mother-in-law's birthday.
Yes, it is.
And you
Yeah.
took it on your post.
Yes.
What are the special plans for her? Anything special?
My entire family is in Latur right now. I was just there and I just came back because my children had school, so I was back here. But it's a very special time for us right now because elections are around the corner and both my brother-in-laws are standing, Ritesh is campaigning. So it's an important moment for the family.
Okay, so lastly, anything for your fans? Something you would like to share or something, message? Something?
N for Nourish. That's it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait.
Just one solo as well.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
I'm so sorry. तो अपन के साथ में सिंगल सोलो और हाँ जेनेलिया का हाँ ले लिया के साथ में सब करके